Hey guys, today is August the 27th of 2022, and I wanted to go over gold and I wanted to show you some things I see in the charts. This is kind of more of an update just because a lot of people have been requesting a quick update. So let's get into it. This is the weekly chart, gold future, GC, and I'm using data from 2001 on. There's not really that many cycles that are strong here. There's only one that's strong is the 246. And then there's the dominant cycle, which is 46. And that one, it's a little more fractal. So we'll start with the big one. As you can see, the correlation is pretty good. And if you kind of move things around here, you see that it kind of following this cycle. Now, this cycle is a trough somewhere around May of 2023. So on the weekly, the cycle is down using this data set from 2001 and on. Is it going to go down? Yes, it can. It could also go sideways and then get a nice little flush down. A lot of things could happen, or it just doesn't go down at all and it just goes sideways. I've seen all three. So I'm just telling you, what are the probabilities? Or it could just go in reverse and just go up while the cycle is going down. That's another direction it could go. But the cycles are down, so you have to be very cautious if you want to go long. And this is in regards to the cycles. The next one is the 46. And this is a little more fractal in nature. And just looking at this screen here, the correlation is pretty good. This one is hitting a cycle low on September, which is the opposite of the seasonality, making a swing high on the first week. So it's kind of backwards. It's not really in sync. None of these are in sync actually, because the seasonality is showing the first week of September as a swing high or a cycle peak in seasonality, and the weekly is just negative. So they're things that are going, against each other. So if you take the 246 cycle and do a composite of the 46, and this is what kind of projection you get. It goes all the way to July. So let's see what the daily chart is telling us and see what we could dissect there. Okay, so this is the daily chart on gold, and I'm using data. I'm going way back to 2015, starting around there, 2015, October, and using up to current prices right now. And there's two cycles here. The first one is the 223. That one is this one right here on the daily chart. And you can see that we're hitting a trough right here on August, somewhere around September the 1st. We're hitting a cycle low. Then it goes up into December. And then there's a bigger one, which I missed. I should have started out with that one. So this is the bigger one, the 378. This one hits a trough somewhere around October the 15, 16, around there. This one has a good correlation, pretty good. You can see its peaks here, goes down, but it really goes sideways. And then the cycle goes up, then it hits a peak high, and then it goes down. So the same thing here, it could just kind of go sideways, go down, or just sideways and then continue up. So there's a lot of ways this could go. But this is the one for the daily. We do a composite of the 378 and the 223 together. This is where we get a forecast of September the 17th, around there, the second week maybe, for swing low, cycle low, trough, and then go up. Take the 223 out, leave the 378. This one goes into October. Leave the 223 cycle in there by itself. And this one, the first week of September, does a swing low. So we got to just watch gold to see if this is a higher low to take out that 1800 level, and then maybe an ABC, I don't know, and go up to for the first, second week of September. If it's going to follow the seasonality. If it's not going to follow the seasonalities and then these cycles are going to play out, that's something that remains to be seen. Okay, so this is my seasonality chart. I'm going to show you a couple of these. First is a percent of months in which gold closed higher than it opened from 2003 to 2022. This is a 20-year. And you can see that September is a little weaker, almost a little weaker. And October, November, November, kind of a little stronger. December's a little bit stronger, but not by much. You can kind of say this is kind of more like flat chop. January looks like a little stronger. We go to the 10-year. You can see that September is the weakest, and October is a little weaker. It looks like December and January are the strongest using a 10-year. 5-year, then you see that October and December are the strongest. So that's what the seasonality in this chart is showing. Okay, here's another chart I use for seasonality. And this is year to date of gold. We're going to start off with the 15-year. And you can see that from June 21st, gold starts trending higher. It kind of goes to September 20th. And then it kind of goes sideways. Using a 10-year average, you can see that gold is a little more defined here. July 20th is a swing low. And then like the first, September 2nd, like the first week, first couple of days of September, it kind of hits a peak and then it goes down. From here, it kind of looks like it goes October, it got to go sideways, and then it goes all the way down to like December. 10-year average. If we do the 5-year average, pretty much almost the same. July the 12th, 13 makes a swing low, but the September does remind me of the 10-year. The 5-year reminds me of the 10-year, where it makes a swing high on the first week of September. Then it pulls back into the end of September, kind of goes sideways. Makes a peak in November, pulls back down into December, and then on the 5-year, looks like it gets a nice little rally to the upside. The Christmas rally, if you want to call it. So put the 5-year, put the 10-year, put the 15-year, and you can see that this is where we're at right now, August 26th. So there's a little more rally left to go if gold is going to follow the seasonalities. So you already know what the weekly cycle looks like. It's down. You know that the daily cycle, the 378 is down, the 223 is down to September, and there's October, and the weekly cycle is down to June of 2023. Okay, so here's my gold futures GC1 weekly chart. I want to show you that I'm using a swing. You can see that this is a swing high, this is a swing low, and then now this is a swing high. So I'm using this swing low to this swing high as a range. And this is the center of gravity within this range right here, which is 1478. I put my Fibonacci pivots there. Now we're going to kind of get closer and see what's going on here. So this is where I'm concentrating. So we know this is a supply zone right here. This could be now support or resistance. This is in the middle. And this is the demand zone right here. The seasonality of July played well. We had a couple of weeks going up. And then we had the last 2 weeks going down. but we're still in the demand zone. So maybe this is going to be a higher low. And if we push higher into September, the first couple of days of September, we just have to be cautious because the seasonality says that it starts peaking there. So that's that. Just wanted to show you these levels. And the next one of the Fibonacci is at 1604. At 0.382. So we got to see how we're going to play the price action for next week. Let's see if we go to our next clip and see some other details. This is my Finviz chart. Just wanted to show you the metals sector. Looking at the monthly, you can see that gold is just kind of flat, consolidating. Silver is a little weaker, pushed a little lower. And platinum also. Copper kind of pushed in lower, but then got a nice little rebound. You see it on the monthly candle right there. And palladium just kind of sideways. A lot of volatility there. If we look at the weekly, you can see gold it's holding a little bit. Silver sold off a little deeper. Also platinum. Copper got a nice little bounce. So it's a little stronger compared to everybody else. And palladium also right here, kind of holding in. On the daily, you see copper is kind of holding steady. It's kind of trying, it looks like it's grinding, a little bit higher, slightly higher. And palladium just has a lot of volatility. Platinum, kind of weak. Silver is a little weak. And gold is weak, but kind of barely hanging in there. Using my Fib grid chart, you can see that 1786 didn't hold. Next key level to watch would be that 1711. If that doesn't hold, you check out these swing pivot lows, 1675. The next Fib grid level will be this 1587. So those are your key level, 1587 and 1709. So this is my midpoint chart. These are key levels you also want to watch. Obviously, you can see that on the daily previous 50% range, we're negative, which is this green dashed lines. And when price action is below the green dashed lines, that's the 50% previous daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. On the monthly, we're trying to hold this as support. So this would be line in the sand on the monthly, which is at 17, 50, 47. If that fails, your next level to watch on the monthly will be the 1678. On the yearly, you can see that we're negative because we couldn't close above 1890. That's the 50% previous range from last year. And we couldn't close up there. You can see that there was a lot of resistance. Support, if this thing flushes down, will be 1673. If it ever gets down there, that could be a buying opportunity. And if it bounces, just put your stop below there. Same here. If this doesn't hold, 1678. I'm not going to bother with the weekly and the daily because this is more fractal. I'm just going to leave it like that. These are more important levels to watch on the yearly and on the monthly. This is my last chart. I don't think I want to overwhelm you with stuff, but I just want to show you some important stuff. So this kind of stuff I browse and look at just to kind of get a better gauge. Things are kind of weak. You can see I'm going to work my way down from the bigger time frames to the 12-hour. This is the monthly, weekly, daily, and the 12-hour. You can see that on the monthly, we have a PPS sell signal. You can see that it has been chop fest. Back and forth. It's a squeeze play, and it looked like the squeeze was going to go to the upside, but it failed, and we never got a trigger to go long. On the monthly, it's kind of hard, but you can see that the buildup is happening on the monthly chart. You don't see it on the weekly nor on the daily. We kind of had it here, but the explosion then came to the downside. But we haven't had it recently here and on the daily. But we have a PPS sell signal. We're below the 20 on the monthly. And this is going to be a key support 1679. On the weekly, you can see that it kind of chopped off here. Right now we have a current sell signal on the weekly. And this level right here, 1673, same thing as here, is going to be a support. And on the daily, we got this nice little pop. What is this, July? Yeah, so this is a seasonality play that I was playing. If it's going to push higher, it has to do it this week coming up. If it's going to mimic that seasonality play and top out on the first week of September. If it doesn't, and it's going to do its thing and it wants to push lower, then, it's going to take out 1746 and may retest this low to see if there's support, if buyers are going to show up. If they don't show up and it pushes lower, then it's going to go much, much, much lower. In the 12-hour, you can see that it's pretty much chop fest. It's below the 50 and the 20 on the weekly, the 200. You're below the 50 and the 20 on the, this is the daily, the weekly, and you're below the 20 on the monthly. So that's it for gold. Just be cautious. I got stopped out on my gold, so I am going to be on the sidelines and see how this is going to develop. This is your big range right here from 1824 all the way down to 1678. I don't like that the weeklies are down, and I was hoping this would go at least, and it could. You just got to see how the price action is going to play out all the way at least to September, and then I was going to close my position, but I got stopped out. So that's that. Those are my thoughts on gold. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on gold using Gann price and time technical analysis.